Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerd Thug Radio.
What?
I'm your co-host, the Captain Joey Savage, sitting here with my heterosexual life partner.
What?
His name is Corey DLG, and this guy back here,
Hey guys.
that's Nico DLG.
It's me.
I saw what you did in there.
You like that? Okay, well let's do it then. Give it to me. Come on. So I read this article this week.
Yeah? You first of all, no you didn't. But go on.
I did. It had pictures.
Okay.
So I read it.
All right.
That makes sense.
Okay. Now I believe you.
It said New York Post. I think the title was "Dorkiness isn't the worst thing for your kids."
Heroin is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Pertaining to superheroes.
Oh.
And so I passed it up several times because I was like, this just seems stupid.
Super
So,
clickbaity title.
It's the New York Post. It's got to be dumb.
Okay.
And so I was like, you know what? After 3 days, I was like, I guess I'll read it today. So I was right. It was dumb. So this lady, and they wouldn't say BYU. It's Brigham Young University, which is BYU.
Right. Yeah.
She did this study.
They wouldn't acknowledge it was BYU though?
Right.
Okay.
They wouldn't put the letters in there. But they did a study about preschoolers and their like of superheroes.
Okay.
They
All right.
studied 240 kids. Now, is 240 preschool kids in Utah enough to sample size the entire world?
No.
Well, first of all, I don't have a problem with the size of the sample.
I do.
Because scientific studies have guidelines for statistical sampling. So I know both of you immediately, when we talked about this, were like, oh, but the sample size, they use small sample sizes for a lot of studies.
Shouldn't your sample sizes be an array of different backgrounds and people?
That is the relevant part of a sample size.
And
That probably isn't reflected.
Okay,
But
so anyways.
the article didn't tell you that part.
No, it just
but,
said 240 people.
Right.
I'm assuming because it's BYU, it's...
But I mean,
In Utah.
BYU is a legitimate university. Surely
No,
there's
no,
at least
is it though?
some. Well, I mean, scientifically speaking.
Okay. But anyways, her study was saying that it was saying that you shouldn't let your preschoolers or even your kids like just not fantasize, but like only be super into like superheroes and comics and stuff. Like you need to give them like an array of push them to have a bunch of different what do you call it? Hobbies and stuff, which okay, but like
I mean, yeah, that's a reasonable request.
But-
Yeah, that's not. I mean,
when you make that request, it's because you want someone to be well-rounded.
Yeah, it's not.
But she was saying that as a slight towards superheroes because she says, and the reason is because preschoolers don't like superheroes for their bravery or because they stand up to bullies, but because they idolize their aggressive and strong behaviors. Most of them like the Hulk because he can smash things and he's super strong. So don't expect because your kids like superheroes that they'll stand up for their friends that are being bullied.
But I feel like when you're that age, I feel like you can't grasp concepts like that.
yeah, what age are we talking about?
These are preschoolers.
Preschoolers.
So like
So what-
4 or 5.
4 to 6. Let's just say 4 to 6 sample size.
Okay. Yeah, those are some like.
Strong words.
Well, those are some big concepts. First of all.
Right, for preschoolers.
Right. I mean, you're still kind of a base individual at 4 to 6 years old. You're still like you just figured out how not to pee yourself.
Right, and so like
I mean,
they like
yeah.
things that are strong. They like cars because they go fast.
right, and loud.
And this is the same woman who apparently did a study a few years back saying that I guess the Disney princess culture was bad because it was teaching young girls that they had to be like a certain way or some
Except
crap.
none of the princesses are the same
crap
or
like
at
that.
all in
Except
like
they're all hot, right? Like I mean, that's kind of the thing.
they're all conventionally attractive.
I would
They're
say
all,
so.
They're all like if those were real people, they'd all be hot.
Decent looking.
Emma Watson's playing Belle.
Yeah,
I mean,
super awesome.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's like I was very offended by this article.
I'm trying to think about the other side of this.
I know you are, which is really weird for you because you don't normally do that.
No, I know, but I mean, I like to stand on the side of science, and I like to believe
Science.
Science.
I like facts. I like things that are provable,
Knowledge.
quantifiable things. Knowledge is relevant, especially in this day and age. So to me, what I'm hearing from this is that kids between the ages of 4 to 6 don't get the big picture, which is totally relevant. Like that's true.
Right.
So to say that they shouldn't like superheroes because of that is sort of dumb. Like
It seems like
anything you put in front of them, they're only going to get the top layer of at this point anyway.
Yeah,
seems
they're not
like-
doing a deep analytical analysis of the throws of Bruce Banner.
Right.
They're
Seems
like, I
wasted
like the Hulk.
money. Like, you're a doctor at BYU, and you're going to use school money to research this.
Well, you got to remember, it's sort of, man, I have a big problem with school researches. With schools that do
Academia.
research. Yeah, because there's a whole cycle. It feeds itself over and over again.
Right.
Because the school wants professors that do studies because the studies get mentions of the school
Right.
and,
Yep.
and mentions of the professor.
BYU's in the New York Post, pissing off Joey Savage from Nerd Thug Radio in
Right.
Conroe, Texas, 104.5, 106.1.
Boom. And so then it
that.
cycles back to BYU. So then BYU can then makes more money to get more studies. To
Makes
get
me want
more-
to punch them in the face.
Right. And so, like, there's a whole cycle, and it's very. So they do studies. John Oliver does this great bit on Last Week Tonight, which, as we all know on the show, is one of Corey's top recommends.
Top recommends.
If you have HBO and you're not watching Last Week Tonight, you're a dumber person for it.
Nico recommends Rick and Morty.
I recommend that 100%.
And Joey Savage recommends the AJ Styles Marathon. Continue.
We were doing so good.
Continue.
And so, Last Week Tonight, he did a thing. This is several weeks ago. You'd have to Google it, but it's there.
Google it.
Google. And he talks about how these studies, it's only the first part of the study that the news ever talks about.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They never talk about the actual numbers.
Right.
And then also, a lot of times, they actually get the studies wrong when they quote them in the news, and they never have to go back and talk about it again because it's only the...
It's
only
lost relevancy, and it's
Right.
not important
and
anymore.
it gets lost in the noise. But like there'll be times when they talk about like there was a study one time where it talked about how eating candy while you're pregnant releases oxytocins, so it increases the mental health of the pregnant lady. Well, really, the study was if you have a couple pieces of chocolate while you're pregnant, there's no harmful effects, and you get a minor benefit, so it's okay. But what wound up getting reported, and he shows a bunch of clips on the news of it, it was like, if you're pregnant, eat chocolate. It's good for you. And, like, that's how...
Yeah, they misconstrued, and they take it to a bigger picture where it doesn't
Exactly.
belong. It's like, hey, we did a small sample size, and, a piece of chocolate's pretty good. And they're like, all candy's great for you.
Right. Buy Skittles, get pregnant. And you're like, that wasn't even...
That wasn't even close to
That wasn't
right.
even how that started
If
at
you eat
all.
green Skittles, you will be pregnant.
Right.
Is that going to be a problem on my application?
Right.
Is this what I signed up for?
I know I said worst thing about me was that I'm bad at math, but now I'm pregnant from Skittles.
I don't think it's...
Green Skittles.
I'm having a Skittle baby.
Boom.
But man, like the studies just... I have a real problem with the studies in general.
Academia in general is kind of messed up. And
Yeah.
it also feeds into itself because what they'll do is they'll use the findings of one study which aren't even quantified to like as a source for another study that they do.
Right.
And then it feeds into that, and it's like
Based on the idea that kids don't learn from superheroes,
Yeah.
now what do superheroes really teach kids?
Right.
yeah.
And
All
then of a-
superheroes are bad.
Right, and then it's going to be like, we should have 10 more books like Cable, and then I got to kill everybody.
Cable's great.
We're going with our 8th Cable solo series
Greatest-
from a different
From a
timeline.
different timeline. This
Greatest
Cable's a
character
Civil
ever.
War soldier.
And then this Cable fused with another Cable to become Super Cable.
That's an anime.
You know what it is?
Cable fused with himself from another timeline.
I think Cable is Rick from Rick and Morty.
No,
I think Cable's Rick. Yep.
Is there a council of Cables we don't know about?
Yeah.
No,
There
if
is.
anything, Cable is Morty.
No. Inaccurate.
No, he's learning about futures that he wants to try and prevent.
Inaccurate.
Except it's not time travel; it's dimension hopping.
That's true. It is dimension hopping. That's an
dimension
accurate
hop
point.
all over your face, Nico.
That's not accurate.
But
It's
some
very
people believe
accurate.
time travel is impossible. Only dimension hopping is possible.
You
You
think?
know what was great about time travel? That time you and Zach argued about it.
That
It's
was
super
intense.
funny.
That was intense.
You should
10 minutes into the road.
go to youtube.com, search
minutes
Nerd
later.
Thug Radio.
We're all gonna die.
Didn't we just talk about Nico talking over people?
He
Yeah.
never
Oh
laughs.
my goodness
He never
gracious.
laughs. He doesn't care.
I think what I was saying was there's a video of Corey and Zach arguing.
Yes,
It might be the greatest thing on YouTube. So
it might be.
search it on Nerd Thug Radio. Or it's actually on our brand. We have a brand on YouTube.
Don't say that.
It is. It's the NTR brand. It's on the YouTube.
It sounds so bad.
It's the Transformation of Angry Zach. I think that's the title of it.
It is, and now I never want to be on the show again.
Yes, you will be
Branded NTR.
branded.
Ugh, that's everything I hate. One sentence. But no, I definitely think the studies thing gets blown way
No,
out of
definitely.
proportion.
Well, I mean, it's what is it like? If you want to get a doctorate, you have to create your own thesis that no one else has made, or something like that.
Yeah, you gotta
See,
write your own paper. Yeah.
Which
yeah.
a lot of these studies probably come from. Like, my thesis would be why Cable is the greatest superhero of all time.
Yeah, because you can kind of make it about anything.
Right.
I mean, so why not do something
I could just
A
completely...
deep character analysis on
No, I
Cable.
could literally just write, like,
God.
I could literally just rewrite the story of Abraham Lincoln and just put Cable's name in it every time.
That's definitely how it would work.
And that's how it would work.
He was back, running for senator, being
Yeah.
a racist because
Saved
of
the
his
slaves.
politics.
Abraham Linkler.
Yeah.
Aberdolf Linkler.
Aberdolf Linker.
Cable Lincoln.
I don't even... Like, I hate this whole conversation now. No, I don't know. I think when they do these studies, they get... I think sometimes they're going for a result.
Right. And then the result
The
doesn't happen.
predestination.
No, I think they find the result they're searching for sometimes. Also, the this is just something that bothers me.
Go for it.
The FDC, the Food
Won't let
Drug-
me be, so let me be me. That
no,
one?
the FDA. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Food and Drug Administration. They don't fund the studies that are reported to them that they use to determine if a drug is good or not. You know who funds the study?
Abraham Lincoln.
No, the drug company.
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
I just spent $1 billion making a pill, and now I'm going to honestly self-report that my pill makes your face explode.
Right.
No deal.
No deal. You ever seen that movie, Thank You for Smoking?
Yes.
The movie's great.
Oh God, I love that movie.
That's a good one.
That was actually like the first movie that I saw right before I saw him as Two-Face.
Yeah?
In Dark Knight Returns. Aaron Eckhart.
Yep, Aaron Eckhart.
That's the first movie I saw him in, and I was immediately like, this guy can do whatever he wants next, and it needed Two-Face, and I was like, yes.
And then he went to I, Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's a rough fall, man.
Where do you go?
Was that like going from Batman to the Vulture?
I mean, there's a lot more time between the two. Like, Michael Keaton had a lot of time to make some poor choices in the middle of that.
Michael Keaton did say it was one of the most contrast or complex characters he's played, the Vulture.
Oh.
Good for him.
I don't know that I believe that, but okay.
But with that, let's
He
jump out to
stole
a
a
break.
jetpack.
When we come back, we're going to get into our weekly top 3. You're listening to Nerd Thug Radio.